Hey everyone! How's everyone doing today? My name is Gina and I am doing great! So, look what day it is. SCRAWLR box day. Alright, so I think this is for February. I believe. What do we have? Oh, look at this sticker. Oh, isn't that groovy schmoovy?
Hey man, that's groovy.
It's like it may be watercolor. Could be inks. We'll find out in just a second. Let's see, I just want to see. Oh, it's for January. Okay, so here's our box for January. Oh, we have Desert Palette Soft Pastels by Rembrandt. That's a nice brand. They're half sticks. Okay, well we're going to have to play with those. Let's see, what else do we have going on here? Nothing else in there. This is the paper.
No.
This is a chewy caramel and strawberry. This is the candy, which I cannot have because I am allergic to strawberries. So.
I'm dying.
Ooh, what do we have here? We have some pastel pencils. I've never worked in pastel pencils. This should be very interesting. So it looks like we have a red, and we have a pink, and we have a blue. Okay, this should be interesting. And these are by...
No, I'm not even
gonna try to pronounce. Brunzil? I don't know. I don't want to be offensive, but you know, I can barely speak English, more or less another language. Okay, and then we have this beautiful art rendering. So I thought it was watercolors because it kind of looks like watercolors. How in the world did she do that? I would like to know. Her name is Marlene Rye, and here is her information if you're interested in checking her out. Nice. Oh, I'm not being sponsored, by the way. I always forget to tell you that, but I am not being sponsored. Okay, we have, this is very interesting paper. This is, they call it Canson Tientes Touch Paper. It's like a sandpaper almost. I mean, really it is. These high quality paper sheets retain all dry pigments perfectly because they have micro abrasive. I can feel it because it's like sandpaper. So they're ideal surface for dry pastels, allowing them to perform beautifully. Alright, so we're going to have to try these out. And the challenge for this month is called Reflective Skies. And I can totally see it in the rendering that we got here. Yes. Okay, so they're telling us a tip here. It says that an advantage of using sanded surfaces like the paper included is that the pastel can be erased and reworked to some degree. Keep in mind that soft pastels fill the grain of the paper rather quickly. Test it out and check the limits before you get started, and don't forget to keep your eraser clean to avoid contaminations. Alright. So, and of course these are just pastels, so kind of like chalk. Soft pastels. Not quite chalk, but almost like chalk. So that's what we got in this box. Well then, let's swatch. I'm not going to swatch on that paper because I only have 2 sheets. So I'm just going to get my swatch book out. You know how I do. I'm almost out of paper on this swatch book. And let's just swatch these first. So this is SCRAWLR. Oh,
wow.
Box for January 2020. Okay, so there our colors are. All right. So now you know the drill. I have to sit and I have to think about what I want to do with these guys. It's been a while since I've worked with soft pastels, so I'm going to have to think about what I want to do. But we have it, so yay, I'm excited. All right, so I'll be back when I have a clearer idea of what I want to do, and then we can play from there. So I'll be back. Okay, so I think I'm going to use, instead of the darker paper, I think I'm going to use this paper first. And I kind of have an idea of what I want to do. I hope it will plan out. It makes me very nervous because I only have one piece of paper. I don't know if I'll use these guys. I'm going to try to incorporate them, but we'll see. Okay, so the first thing that I wanted to do was use the blue, and I started with, as you can tell, the light blue, and then I moved on to the darker blue, and then that, I would call it indigo blue. And I used the ends of the pastels, and then so I got a Q-tip out, seeing if that would help blend. And then I tried my finger, and you could still see the scratch marks almost.
Ew, gross.
From using the edges of the pastels, right? And so I did not like the look of that. So I decided I was just going to use just like them on their sides. And that turned out so much better. And here I am thinking, I want to put clouds in the sky. And yeah, that did not work. I mean, look at that.
No.
So then I took a baby wipe and kind of just blotted. And I'm like, okay, well, we'll see what that looks like when that dries. And I really like the effect of it. So then I move on down to the bottom, and I'm just trying to use different colors. At first I was trying to make it look almost like land, I guess, and just the colors were not working. They weren't jiving. I didn't really like it. And then I tried to scratch some little twigs or something in the background there, and that didn't quite work. So I just keep layering colors on, y'all. I'm not going to fib. I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm just playing and and I totally forgot the tip that they gave us that you can erase. Totally forgot about that. But I guess I'm erasing a little bit with the baby wipe, right? And so again, now I'm like, okay, well, what if I make pink and red trees? I mean, like in the distance, won't that look cool? But then when you go to smear it, it just smears. So y'all, I don't know how to work with these pastels. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to admit that. I think this is my third time using them, so I have no idea what I'm doing. But I just keep layering and just keep hoping that it will end up coming out the way that I want it to. And then I'm like, okay, now I've just lost my sky altogether. This is just not turning out the way that I want it to at all. And okay, well, let's just start all over. Let's just put the light blue on, then we'll put the dark blue on and the purple, and we'll just try to, smear that or smudge it. And then I was like, you know what? I'm just going to take my baby wipe and I'm just going to do circular little motions in it. And then let's just see what that ends up looking like. And that was the key, because when I did that, it took off some of the layers, and then you could see the different layers. And when it dried, look at that. I loved the way that it looked. I love that. I just love that background so much. So my initial thought was I wanted to do a tree, but I wanted it to be on the ground coming up, but a silhouette. But then when I couldn't get the ground to look the way it was, then my other thought was, okay, I just want a big old limb of the tree, staring us in the face. And for some reason, I put a trunk there instead of it just looking like a big branch, just one part of a branch, you know, like in our view. I hope that's making sense. Like I wanted it just to be one branch covering up that right side. And I don't know. I guess I was still just hooked on making it a tree. Because in my head, this was just a sky now at this point, right? Like the bottom is when the sun is setting and or even rising. I don't know. But you know, but it didn't quite come out the way that I had it in my head. But I will say I do like the end result. I do like the way that it ends up looking, and I had fun doing this as well. Even though I was a little frustrated because I had no idea how to use the pastels, I just kept playing with them, and in the end, I was having fun with them. So there's that. So this was a fun little exercise, and I really dig it. I really dig it. And I guess if you're looking, the tree could be way off in the distance, you know, like on a little hill, but you don't see the hill. So let's pretend that that's what it is. Okay? Okay. All right. So yeah, total of fun. Oh, it's PH Martin black ink that I'm using here, and the Bombay inks. And I really, really, really like it. I think it turned out, you know, pretty cute. And I'll definitely keep playing with the pastels. I'll never master them though, I don't think. I had fun making it. I hope you had fun watching it. So that's what came in our SCRAWLR box. We had some pastels and we had some pencils, actually two. These are the pastel pencils, yeah. And we had some really textured paper that's really cool. So that was cool. So that is what we got in our January box. Alright, well thanks so much for watching, y'all. I appreciate it. If you like the video, please like it and share it. That helps my channel to grow and I would appreciate it. Alright, y'all. Y'all be good to one another and I'll talk to you later. Bye.